On some rugged terrain in South Utah, there is a pair of sturdy metal poles about 8 feet or 2.5 meters high. There's nothing else of note as far as the eyes can see. What are the poles for? On some rugged terrain in South Utah, there is a pair of sturdy metal poles about 8 feet, 2.5 meters high. There's nothing else of note as far as the eyes can see. What are the poles for?
Are they some sort of scientific instrument? They're measuring like wind strength?
Southern Utah makes me think of Monument Valley.
Monument Valley, right?
Yeah. I don't know if that's Southern Utah. It's definitely in that
Utah.
part of the world.
Pretty rocks.
Yes.
And she said it was rugged, so like rocks.
Utah has a lot of pretty rocks.
Got some great rocks. Top 10 rocks.
Which is, unfortunately, the exact opposite of marine biology.
Hey, I'm smart in many things.
I didn't mean to denigrate. I withdraw the comment.
Now I have to get this one right.
Are they for campers? And they're like, you can use this as your washing line to dry your tent out. It probably doesn't rain that much.
I mean, we don't know how far apart these are. These could be two poles that are next to each other, or they could be miles apart. I'm assuming they're vertical. They might not be.
They are vertical, and I can't say how far apart they are.
Are you going to?
I could let you all talk a little bit more.
I could see it being something safety related, like lightning rods, but I could also see it being a very silly thing, like it's for the traveling magicians who are following some app's recommendation. There's a challenge you have to complete there, like climb up the poles with one, there's a wide range of how serious we can be with this answer, right?
That just puts me in mind of the world's longest golf course. There is a golf course across the Nullarbor Plain in Australia. And it's it's called the Nullarbor because there's nothing there. And it's like a 3-4 day drive through nothing. And someone has just set up 18 desert golf holes at intervals along there just so you have something to do on the long track. So it could be just like one of those weird tourist attractions that America just sets up in places.
So one of the clues, which Virginia got correctly.
Tom, I am smart.
Never underestimate a marine biologist.
I've learned this. I've learned this very quickly.
They are a safety feature.
Do they go down into the ground? Are they for do they vibrate and scare away like moles or the mole people?
Because they're 2.5 meters high, they probably do go quite a bit into the earth so they don't fall over, but the information of that is not something I know, so no.
I'm just going to pick up on mole people there, Jenny.
The mole people of southern Utah.
Is there something that connects them, like a wire or a rope or a line?
They are just two vertical poles.
Are they antennae?
Is it just two very tall people from Poland?
Oh. Just stood there. 8 feet tall each.
There are no two metal replicas of Polish people.
All right.
They are not there.
You said it was a safety feature, so I think Virginia already guessed to catch lightning, right? It's not for that.
It's not.
And 8 meters, 8 feet wouldn't really do that.
You don't really need a lightning rod in the desert unless you happen to be standing
it was like a
right
big
there
crop.
on your... Yeah, but they're in the desert ground, so...
I mean, is it as simple as marking something like, here lies a death pit, don't get within 10 feet? Like, is it a marker for safety?
This is no place of honor.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No highly esteemed deed is commemorated
No
here.
highly esteemed deeds are commemorated here.
Magicians come through here, and let me tell you, there is...
Beware. You might get close-up magic tat.
I once saw on the internet somewhere that someone had got "this place is not a place of honor," which is like the nuclear warning things on booty shorts. Just as a...
You've outed yourself as a Tumblrite, Tom.
Oh no, I've outed myself as having someone who just insists on forwarding things to me like that. I am certainly downstream of Tumblr, but I'm not going into those waters. On the other hand, Jenny, you have just outed yourself as a Tumblrite, although given last
Dang.
time you were on here, you made multiple fanfic references.
It's, girl, I was also at the Devil's Sacrament.
Right.
They are kind of a marker, as said, but in different ways. We haven't figured out what they're doing.
Is there anything on the poles, like a sign or a piece of cloth or...
It's just an enormous sign that says, look out, 2 giant poles.
A bird?
There is a sign with the answer. So there is a sign.
Oh.
There's a sign explaining what the poles are.
Yes.
We have previously talked on Lateral a long time ago about markings for speed, about highways that have markers drawn on them a mile apart.
To slow you down.
So you can, well, partly for that and partly to test your speedometer and partly so that people watching, when they say speed enforced by aircraft, there's occasionally someone up there looking down with a stopwatch and looking at the mile markers.
With a sniper rifle? What?
Oh, no,
What are they going to do?
They will radio the cop a couple of miles down the road.
Okay. So it's actually going to be enforced by a car.
Yeah. But I'm wondering if it's something to check your own speed or to check something you're doing. You can use this to test something or calibrate something.
It is used to check something. It is also used for a much less sophisticated measurement.
If you stand at the base of the pole and the sun is lower than here, you're going to be caught outside in the dark, and that's not good. It's a very concise sign.
Like, you're not wrong. It says, if something is the case, don't do the thing.
Oh,
Something is the case, don't do the thing.
If the shadows line up?
If you can't touch, if these poles are too hot to touch, then do not continue into the desert. You'll be caught out in the wilderness and can't carry enough water.
But I love this, though.
If these poles are covered in flies, it is fly season. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be really obvious. Just
It's an area that is very popular with tourists.
So people who wouldn't necessarily be prepared for desert rugged hiking.
What are the tourist attractions in Utah?
If you go past that sign, it's 5 hours till you get back or something. Time?
It is not time. But it is a very simple measurement. Like, you don't need a watch.
You don't need a watch.
All I can think of are plagues now, like the underwater thing. If the sign is covered in locusts, there's a locust plague.
Yeah. If the sign is painted with lamb's blood, then your firstborn will die.
Yes.
Is it a measurement? Is it like, can you reach from pole to pole if you can touch them both?
Okay.
If you can fit between, if you can't fit between these poles,
then you're going to get stuck in this cave.
Yep, that is pretty much the answer. Yay! Good job. So, the poles are roughly 30 centimeters apart, 1 foot. It says, to prevent tourists from getting stuck in a very narrow canyon. For the context, the Spooky Slot Canyon, which I have to say, most amazing name ever.
You can't call it that and then expect tourists not to go in it. You've got to call it like Sand Canyon or like Rock Canyon or something. You can't call it Spooky Canyon.
Like, so great. It's the narrowest in Utah. A slot canyon is when the walls are over 10 times higher than the narrowest point. The posts act as a size gauge. A sign at the top says, if you have trouble fitting your body between these posts, do not proceed through Spooky Gulch. You may become stuck and need rescue.
wow.
Oh, man.
And then there is also the Peekaboo Slot Canyon nearby, which is also a favourite for tourists who don't have claustrophobia.
The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.